If you want to get into cybersecurity faster, stop doing this. In this video, I'm going to show you what actually speeds things up and what quietly slows most people down. My name is Kimberly Simon, and I help non-technical professionals find and start cybersecurity careers without needing to code. Most people think speed comes from doing more. So more courses, more certifications, more studying. That's not true. That is simply not true. That approach often backfires because you end up learning things that you don't actually need, spending a lot of money that you don't need to spend. So let's look at it differently. Think about assembling furniture. If you open the box and start using every tool at once without following the steps or following the instructions, what happens? You're going to end up spending more time fixing mistakes than making progress. Cybersecurity works the same way. Speed in cybersecurity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right things in the right order. So what slows most people down when they're trying to get into cybersecurity? They try to do a few things that is completely wrong. So first, they try to learn multiple paths at once. Stop that. Find one path and focus. They try to understand every single topic. They try to prepare for every single possible role. They try all of these things and it does not move them forward. They stay busy, but they're stuck. Now, let's compare it to someone who chooses one direction. They focus only on that role that fits them and they apply what they learn as they go. That person naturally moves faster, not because they're doing more, but because they're doing less, just better. Here's the shift that I want you to take from this. Progress is about sequence, not volume. So let's make this practical. If you want to speed things up, if you want to get into cybersecurity quicker, focus on these 3 moves. The first one is define a starting point. Not forever, just a starting point to get your foot in the door. When you know where you're headed, you stop second guessing every step. So define a starting point. The second thing is learn in layers. So start simple, then build. Don't jump to advanced topics too early. It's going to confuse you and put you off. The third thing is to apply as you learn. So even small actions matter. Explain a concept, connect it to your experience, think through simple scenarios. That's what builds momentum. And more importantly, that's what builds confidence for those interviews that you have to do. So movement creates clarity. If you've been feeling like I'm doing a lot, but I'm not getting anywhere. This is taking longer than I thought it would. This is taking longer than I expected. It's probably not the lack of effort because a lot of people are trying. It's just the lack of sequence and direction. So if you're still trying to figure out what your starting point should be, there's a quick way to do that and narrow down the role that fits you. I'm going to share the link below to the Cybersecurity Role Finder. And if you're not already following me, please follow me for more practical ways to get into cybersecurity without wasting time or needing a technical background. See you in the next video.